Hello everyone, and what is going on? Hyperion-Blue-GT here. A brand new update in Gran Turismo 7 has now dropping in by this month in February for 2025 update. 3 cars, 3 new events, and more features. We'll have to take a good look for the notice on version 1.56. Let's have a good look. We got 3 cars available in Brand Central, Used Car Dealership, and Legend Car Dealership. First one is the BMW C4 3.0i 2003 is going to be on the first one, followed by with a Pescia 205 GTI 98.8. And the third one is going to be having a vintage 454 utility vehicle is the 1962 Mercedes-Benz Unimog Type 411. First time ever to see this most classic pickup truck to be driving on the track, and welcome aboard to GT7 as part of the current update. A brand new variation on the Mazda 3 Group 4 is about to turn out to go for a different style and represent part of the Mazda spirit of racing. 2 new courses on Gran Turismo Sopi is implemented in the following track layouts when you're playing on the PS5 version of Gran Turismo 7. First one is Autodromo National Monza and Sardegna Road Track B course layout in forward direction on the second list. World Circuits has now adding up to have some 3 new events available on European Sunny Cup 400 to take on at Grand Valley South Reverse, European FR Challenge 550 at Autodrome Lago Maggiore East, Red Bull Ring Short Track will take the Sunny Cup Classic. And here we have one extra menu has been added on number 44 is Collection Pescia is available on Collector Level 36. Added new set of conversation with the car designers and characters appearing in the cafe. These new conversation can be accessed by changing to the following cars in garage and speaking with the characters in the cafe. Few other car designers to have some vehicle, and Jeremy is about to have some 3 vehicles on the Mercedes-Benz W196R 1955, Pescia 205 Turbo 16 Evolution 2 1986, and 1998 Subaru Impreza rally car. But there might be having some 6 vehicle will be going on engine swap compatible to be available will be unlocked at collector level 50. 2 4 vehicles on the Escort RS Cosworth 1992, followed by the Sierra RS 500 Cosworth 1987. Third one on the Mazda Demio XD Touring 2015. 2 Subaru Impreza version on the 22B STI version 1998 and the Coupe WRX Type R STI version 6 1999. And last but not least, the 2017 Suzuki Swift Sport is about to go green light and swap engine available. But speaking of which, by having 2 Subaru and 2 Ford is going to be quite giving a good perfect moment that brings out to have a good Group B engine counterpart to be swapped up and give it much more compatible to give a good feel and master on the dirt and snow courses to give a good all-wheel drive action. Now, the panning has been added as feature curation and scapes is going to be quite giving a good interesting to have some both cars will go by special effects and make it much more panning to give a good magical touch. Other improvements and adjustments just to see how the issues on certain cars would move erratically during escapes, movies, and pit stop. Controllers just to be localization and get things to have some various issues has been addressed. Alright, so let's go there and have one BMW C4 to be visiting in the Brand Central will be the first one to get available on the car index, as I had to go on appraisal by having a good look for the nice C3 Roadster will go on register. Let's go visit to the BMW session at Europe, go on the showroom and take a good look for the car price is going to be at in 60,000 GT credit when you're visiting in Brand Central. Long nose and beautiful style on the Roadster is quite good to be amazing to have a nice performance point of 483.79 that has a displacement in 2,979cc. Drivetrain is a FR that features to have an inline 6 horsepower of 227/5,900 RPM. The max torque is going to be at in 221.3 Ford lb/3,500 RPM. And the weight 2,844 pounds for aspiration type is naturally aspirated. There are some 10 color selection available. We'll have to give a good pronounced name in German that you guys may have to be remembered. The first one is going to be on the solid white. Second is the Titan silver metallic. Third one is going to be on the gray metallic. Fourth one is the Sapphire Schwarz metallic. Fifth color is the Schwarz in black in German. Sixth one is Tully de Blau Metallic, Milton Blau Metallic on the 7. 8th one is Alban Metallic. 9th one is Merlotrop Metallic, and the red color in Hellrot. Let's learn more the detail, and this Z4 3.0i is the most bold iconic sports car since Gran Turismo 4 and Gran Turismo 6 to have a nice highly detailed view. The long nose and short deck proportions have long been a benchmark of sports car design. If you were to ask enthusiasts to name a recent BMW that embodies this ideal, many would point to the 2003 C4, a true masterpiece. The successor to the C3, it came powered by only an inline-6, making it feel somewhat more prestigious in comparison. Its elegant body was penned by American designer Chris Bangle, and it's distinguished by a C-shaped curve on its sides. Despite being a convertible, the C4 stays true to BMW's values with 50-50 weight distribution and triple the rigidity of the C3. A race version competes at the Nürburgring 24-hour track, making it one of those rare cars that look as good as it goes. Nice. Very good, inspiring, and much more pen of the roadster, which is going to be take part of the Nürburgring 24-hour endurance for the C4 3.0i, is much more elegant to have a good prestige model. But sign me up, and that will have to take a good selected color to be well recommended to go with Titan Silver Metallic. Sign me up, and very much more indeed to have a good price available is going to be adding up onto the Real Car Index, is going to be available to have a good collector points by 60. There you go, that's one car, 3 to go, and let's go visiting at the used car dealership to have a different details on any about the same version for the BMW C4 3.0i. I can't say about Roadster is very much more indeed to be sporty, and go on the track is more likely to take part for the endurance race. So let's go to the used car dealership and have a good look on the hot price available for the Pescia 205 GTI 1988. But there it is right now. The price is at 61,600 GT credit, along with the C4 is going to be at a reduced price by 44,600 GT credit. It has a displacement of 1905cc for the drivetrain layout. Is an FBEV that produces in 128 horsepower / 6,000 RPM. Max torque is 121.8 foot lb / 4,800 RPM. The weight 1,929 pounds, and also for the naturally aspirated to have a good type of the aspiration on the NA. Real car, and it has a performance point by 396.19. Let's learn more the detail, and this Pescia 205 GTI is a masterpiece and well considered to become as a Group B rally car as Turbo 16 Evolution 2. Are you interested in a car that was built to tackle winding roads? Then have I got the car for you, the Pescia 205 GTI. The 205 made its debut more than 40 years ago in 1983, yet its design remains timeless and modern to this day. Initially, Pescia designated the 205 as a WRC rally contender, but it became clear that a sportier version was needed. Enter the GTI. The true allure of the 205 GTI lies in its 1.6-liter inline-4 paired with a chassis tipping the scales at just around 984 pounds. In 1986, the engine was enlarged to 1.9-liter, producing 128.2 horsepower, while the chassis remained about the same weight. On mountain roads, this car was a beast. It put the hot in hot hatches and remains loyal to the spirit of sporty French cars. See that, folks? This road car is becoming as a WRC contender to be built by having a one good roll as Turbo 16 Evolution 2 counterparts. Perfection and good classic of the late 80s to see the most kind of a 205 GTI of all time is the GOAT. I can't say that the GOAT is going to be initial to be titled as greatest of all time, but sign me up, and purchased to be available to have a car number 2 for February 2025 update is going to be quite good, amazing to have a nice French sporty hatchback to be driving on the road and will test it on the dirt. So that's 61 collector points acquired, and that might give a good look to see this road car is going to be quite good to be amazing. Now, we're having learned more detail from Annie about the BMW C4 3.0i 2003. Are you looking for a convertible with elegance and performance? If so, the first gen BMW C4 is the car for you. The successor to the C3, it only came equipped with an inline 6, which replaced its predecessor's 4-cylinder engine. Its long hood excludes plenty of grace. The car's silhouette embraces the term long nose / short deck proportions. True to BMW tradition, it embodies the brand's hallmark traits of optional weight distribution and enhanced structural rigidity. The C4's suspension builds on the design refined in the E46, and its 227.8 horsepower inline-6 engine embodies BMW refinement. Having proven its mettle at the Nürburgring 24 Hours, the C4 earned its reputation as a top-tier machine by any standard. See? This is much more elegant and different description on Annie about the BMW C4 3.0i 2003. And its base color when visiting to the used car dealership is also to have a good white on a solid color. Much more different price, and count me in to have the second vehicle. We'll have to go adding up by having a different optional on the wide body kit. But talk about having one extra vehicle by having one brand central and used car dealership, but make it the second one, it's gonna have to go reserved to have a nice wide body modification to have a good look. But instead, just only have the second vehicle to be kept and currently using before visiting to the GT Auto. Now, let's go to the Legend Car dealership, and hot price is on the line, and have a good look for the Mercedes-Benz Unimog Type 411 1962. And there it is right now. The price is going to be a good on the cheap by 46,000 GT credits. Let's have a good look, but it looks like that might be turns out to have a less performance point, just like the Fiat 500. It has 32.40 performance point that features a displacement in 1767cc, drivetrain in all-wheel drive, 29 horsepower / 2500 RPM, 74.4 foot lb / 2000 RPM. Weight is going to be over by 4,000, added by 277 pounds. Aspiration type is naturally aspirated. Well, folks, it turns out that this car is quite good to have an amazing 454 to be driving on the road in off-road areas, just to see how this Unimog is going to be quite good for a vintage vehicle to go anywhere as a public transportation. But if so, that kind of a feature to go with the customization options when you're bringing this one to the GT Auto. But very good to have a road car type and learn more of the details about the Unimog Type 411 1962. Mercedes-Benz, renowned for its passenger vehicles, has also made significant contribution to the commercial sector. One such example is the Unimog. An algorithm for universal motor charrette, its name translates to universal motorized motor. Okay, cut. Mercedes-Benz, renowned for its passenger vehicles, has also made significant contribution to the commercial sector. One such example is the Unimog. An algorithm for motor acronym. It says acronym. An acronym. Okay, and action. Mercedes-Benz, renowned for its passenger vehicles, has also made significant contribution to the commercial sector. One such example is the Unimog. An acronym for Universal Motor Charrette, its name translates to Universal Motorized Working Machine. Conceived in 1945, the Unimog was engineered as an all-wheel drive farming vehicle capable of rough terrain. Okay, action. Mercedes-Benz, renowned for its passenger vehicles, has also made significant contribution to the commercial sector. One such example is the Unimog, an acronym for Universal Motorrad. Its name translates to Universal Motorized Working Machine. Conceived in 1945, the Unimog was engineered as an all-wheel drive farming vehicle capable of navigating rough terrain. Its versatility stemmed from the range of attachment, enabling to perform virtually any task required. The year 1951 marked the debut of the 401/402, the first iteration to bear Mercedes-Benz iconic three-pointed star. It was followed by the Type 411. It featured a cabin and flatbed mounted on the ladder frame delivered from the 401. Often hailed as the last original Unimog, the 411 holds a special place in automotive history. Having evolved beyond its agricultural roots, it is now celebrating as a premier vintage vehicle. So this turns out to have a farm vehicle, was originally designed in the 1940s until the Type 411 came out in 1962. But very good, and much more indeed to have an all-wheel drive vehicle to have a nice slow car will be put onto the off-road areas, which is very more good, and indeed to have a comfort medium compound tires by default. So what do you guys think? But only have to do a feature to have a wide body kit to have this one is going to be turns out to be a bit much more different, and also to have the Type A options on the rear, which is going to be featured to have a stack of a hay. But more likely, this road car is quite good special and very popularity to have a good placement to be added to the car index by a register. But count me in, and this Unimog Type 411 1962 is very much more quite good special as a vintage masterpiece. I'll have to be the first one to give it a try, and more importantly to have one different selection to be available by stopping by at Brand Central. We'll take a good look on the Mazda dealership. I almost forgot one thing after visiting the BMW C4 on the same pavilion right next to the used car dealership. But instead, one new variation, just in case to have the Mazda 3 Group 4 car is going to have to do a third color selection, is now initially available. But here it is guys, a brand new number 55 on Mazda Spirit Racing is turning out to have a good base color on the gray and trim style on the orange. But not to mention, the car number placement on the front and rear on number 55 is perfectly to be on the main course example, along with the second and first version on the variation. But more likely, as the same base color, Mazda Spirit Racing, just perfect to see how the Mazda 3 Group 4 will give a good new part of the treatment as part of the Mazda Spirit Racing competition as Japan exclusive. But speaking of which, when using the Unimog Type 411 1962, let's have a good look and have the other two cars where to go visit by visit to the GT Auto. I really bet this is the only kind of a road car to go out on the track, which is going to be quite perfectly to be compatible to be outfitted with using on the dirt and snow tires. As you can see folks, the custom parts on the front, side and rear except the wing is not available. It also comes in to have a different options that you're about to go with a full bar modification. And the side just had to be removed on the mirrors, and this one is nothing else to be seen before to have that part on the right side of the Unimog. It also comes in to have Type A and standard parts to have that sublights and removed to be labeled on Type A, and then this part is now becoming as Type B. But very cool and much more interesting to have this good different options to be introduced to the current update on February 2025. On the rear, it has two options that brings out the go for a different selection like extended on the flatbed and Type B. Okay, and action. On the rear, it comes in to have a flatbed for Type A and for Type B that you guys really want to take a good look. It's a trailer. Type B is now becoming as a trailer for the Unimog Type 411 1962. And there's also to have a wide body kit to go for the option, which is going to be turns out to be a bit much more different than the original version. I kind of say that for Type A as an example, they have a different flatbed position to go stacking up on the hay, and for Type B is now going to be adding up by having a mobile home trailer. I kind of say about this vehicle, it turns out to be very popular, unique, and very good on the transportation since the 20th century. Now onto the other parts that also features to have the front grille is on Type A by removable parts along with Type B, and for the seal cover for Type C. Perfection, and that might be quite giving a good unique in style, and see how it turns out to go for the hood parts on the pin. But much more same as well, but Type B turns out to have a different unique part is very much more perfectly indeed to go for participation like you're about to be riding on the Dakar Rally. So next up, let's take a good look on the wide body kit in the car maintenance and service. It turns out to have a less fender to be fully modified by purchasing in 50,000 GT credits. But feast your eyes on this one. This vehicle is about to go for a unique style and give a good compatibility to have some different modification options. But also to be increased into 35.40 on the unit mod Type 411 1962. But before installation and after fitting wide body, just to be turns out to have a comparison of a difference. But count me in, but I'll have to save it later on to have the second vehicle. We might go for a short video at the moment. But first, the second vehicle is I had to go either on the Peugeot 205 GTI 1988 and BMW C4 3.0i. Might need to go for a quick look and have some customization options that you guys really might need to give your livery design to put up and make it to the next level. So let's have the date acquired and have the brand central version for the C4 by 0 miles and good on the road car. Okay, next take and action. Unlike the Unimog, the C4 3.0i that also comes in to have a different wide body kit that costs 25,000 GT credits. I know you guys are not gonna like it, or if anything else that you're really gonna like it. Okay, next take, action. Okay, and action. Unlike the Unimog, the wide body for the C4 is about to be turns out to be a bit much more different to be adding on to the fenders. But it costs 25,000 GT credits, and there it is right now before installation and after fitting the wide body. But I know you guys really think about it, but it turns out my appraisal just perfect and fully well designed to go compete on the track since the Nürburgring 24-hour endurance. But can't argue with that, but the C4 Roadster, which is going to be quite very unique and give a good style by having a one good roadster into a competition race ready by adding up with parts, and other parts will be removed into Type B. Let's have a good look and go on the front, side, and rear along with the wing spoiler. For the front, it also comes in to have a Type A on front splinter, and for Type B by having a different front bumper. Along with the side and rear, just to have some different parts will be removed on Type A and adding up on Type B. More elegant and make it more competitive to be styled on the ready with or without a wide body kit. As for Type A to have some few other badges and other parts removed, and adding up to have the real card nose to be on. Okay, as the competition ready, with or without a wide body kit. But same as goes on Type A on the rear along with the side, and add one part on Type B. Plus for the wing spoiler, just give a good style on Type A and Type B, which is very more unique and giving a good outfit on the style, along with a custom wing set is now outfit for the racing circuit to go competitive on the track. Along with the roll bar cages, just only have one part available, same like the Mazda Roadster S and the Model 2015. But perfectly good unique, and it costs 2000 GT credits. And for the other parts, nothing else to be changes on the front grille, and that's how this Roadster is just built to be exactly to have a long nose and distinctive body to have a good structure. As same goes to the BMW C4 3.0i and Peugeot 205 GTI that brings out to have some same customization options and very yet different, along with the side and rear bumper by removable parts, and goes for the front and wing spoiler by additional. So here is the front bumper on Type A, is well basic up to go perfectly on the track, and for the rally races on dirt and snow courses for Type B by having a cover rally fog lights. Much more good, and same price as ever to be cost by 2000 GT credits, and that brings out to have some removable parts on the fender and the antenna. And the rear parts must be removed everything, and the badge itself by having same options on Type A and B. Wing spoiler, just have to go wingless or Type A whenever you like to pick. Now for the other parts, just have the front grille will be... damn it. Okay, next take and action. As same goes to the Peugeot 205 GTI 1988 along with the BMW C4 3.0i 2003. But much more different customization option, and same goes to have the removable parts on the side and rear. So here is the front bumper option on Type A, which is going basic up on the track, and for rally races on Type B is now going to be outfit to have a one good cover on the fog lights. Just have the side to go with removal on the fenders, and the antenna just have both options on Type A and B. Same goes to the rear, just remove everything if you're about to choose the right option, and then for the wing spoiler, just have to go for the wingless or Type A whenever you like to pick. And for the other parts, let's have a good check on the front grille will be removed on the fog lights on Type A, and have the air vents to be removed on Type B, and for the seal cover is Type C. Just brilliant perfectly, and it also includes to have a roll bar cage is now adding up if you're about to choose the right option by becoming a road car into a one basic Group B rally car. So, with all three cars by having a different look and customization options if you're about to go for a stock or wide body kit that has something else to go for different up unique. So let's stop by at the GT Cafe and have a good look available by adding up from number 6 by the previous, and go additional by having one new additional update by reserve in number 7. So here it is right now on extra menu number 44, Peugeot. Collect some cars that show the many faces of Peugeot. I got everything I need, one for the road car, rally car, and Group 1 race car is a combination to have a road going, rally base, and endurance all together to have a good true French masterpiece. This is going to be good, amazing, and 5-star relay ticket has now acquired will go receive rewards. But I'll have to hold on to it for a while, so I got the 205 GTI 1988 followed by with the same 205 as Turbo 16 Evolution 2 1986 and the LMP1 race car, the 908 HDI F8B 2010. But I can't wait, but close as ever to have number 7 additional for the update, will have to put myself to go continuation on my full walkthrough throughout my journey. So let's go stop by at Escape, and this might give a good feature selection to have a good panning, a combat sense of speed. Just look at this image, and this is where the magic comes in to have some 2 or 3 cars is about to get things to make your good masterpiece to go be creative. But much more as ever to have the usual skate background location to have your favorite cars is all about to have a good sense of speed, competition, and well entertainment. But make it much more special effects is going to be included to have some 13th selection. So I'll have to start out and make it much more quite good related to have my UDRS in Sportec, and this one is going to be located in Finnmark, Norway.